Look at this new light though. You know, people always said, when I posted on Reddit and stuff like that, people were always like, you can't see one half of your face, so hopefully now the lighting's a bit better. The thing is, I'm still trying to get used to this shit. I ordered a microphone and a ring light because it's amazing how much it actually affects the overall quality of the video. Like, you don't get the best quality out of your camera unless obviously you have good lighting. In my fucking bedroom it's like a cave, so hopefully this makes some difference. Anyway, over Christmas, obviously a lot of shit happened. Hope you had a good Christmas, but tier 4 and all that stuff, it's made training difficult because at first, I know you might be like, oh you fucking wanker, but at first I was like, well this is alright, you can just go train in tier 3, you know, you could go to tier 2 or whatever, and just go use a different gym. That was the loophole. People were just like, well I'm just going to go to a different gym obviously, but the issue is now is they've added so many places to this fucking tier system that it's actually quite hard to find somewhere where you can actually use the gym. So this video is going to be about what sort of tips would I give people training in lockdown or tier 4. Obviously if you're American you don't actually know what tier 4 is, I imagine, so we'll talk about training in lockdown, you know, what sort of tips are there. The first thing to consider is, obviously I'm in the same boat, I'm training from home at the minute and I use a barbell, and the issue that I have, and the issue that most people probably have, is you don't have enough equipment and you don't have enough variety of equipment. So for me, I just don't have enough weight, but the thing is, it's the variety that kills me more. So I have a couple of 20 plates and stuff like that, so it's alright to do some exercises, like you've got enough to do some exercises, but the thing is when you're curling and stuff like that it's too much. And when you're deadlifting, benching, any compound exercise, it's just nothing at all. So the issue is, you know, the variety of weight. So what can you do? Well, the first thing obviously you've got to do is change your training, because when you're at the gym you were probably like, you know, you're probably doing the exact weight you wanted to do and you progress weekly with that weight. You know, that's kind of how it works. But with this, you're going to have to change the way you train. So for me, what I've been doing is, as I said, I either have to go extremely light or a bit heavy for an exercise. So what I've been doing is trying to alter the rep ranges. For instance, say I'm, you know, doing deadlift and I can only put on, you know, 60 kilo or 100 kilo or something like that. I just do a shitload of reps. Training frequency, like this is a big one, because people seem to think that, say you were training 5 times a week, people seem to think that if they train 3 times a week at home and just lift a dumbbell or, you know, do a few press-ups, they're like home workouts. Yeah, let me tell you now, I mean there's a lot of big channels who have discussed this. Greg Doucette was a good one. Most of these home workouts are bullshit. The thing is, working out from home, yes, because you could work out from home and have a home gym, so it'd be the same as training at a gym. But home workouts where you're fucking curling a tin of beans or, you know, a bag of sugar or something, that's just bullshit. People assume that following some shitty program or following something, you know, totally minor, doing 2 or 3 times a week or whatever and just doing a bit, they think I'm going to maintain my mass or actually improve. You're not going to fucking improve. You need to train hard. If you're at home and you're actually considering training, then you need to train quite hard. So that's another thing to consider. I remember the first time I started training at home, which was in March when we got our first lockdown. Never done it before, never even owned a barbell or anything. I went out and bought it, and the way I altered my training, I had never ate so much in my life with my arms and stuff. It was just like 10 times more frequency than I'd normally do. I was training fucking hard. It wasn't like training at home, it was like being in the gym. It was like, you know, I was doing everything I needed to do. Definitely helped me lose a lot less. There's people in the gym who were like, you know, I've gone down from this to this, and they were like in a state of being totally untrained. With me, I went back in there and I was only down, you know, a percentage, so it helps. You need to understand what you're doing it for. Don't, you know, if you were like Mr. Olympia standard and you're like, yeah, I'm going to train from home with 1 dumbbell and I'm going to improve, then you're probably not. It's just fact, isn't it? You're probably not. But understand what your goals are and try and achieve that goal to the best of your ability at home. So for me, the goal was to just look like I still actually lift, which I achieved, and also stay in good shape. The biggest tip I could actually give anyone ever is diet, obviously. See, this is the funny thing, is people are like, oh yeah, I'm training from home, but obviously, you know, gyms are closed, it's Christmas, so I'm eating shit and I'm doing nothing. And it's like, well, look, over Christmas I ate a bit of chocolate, but fucking Christmas Eve, I remember Christmas Eve, I ate, I had eggs for lunch, I had a boring breakfast. The day before I had the same, I had eggs every day. I think I was off. I had, I was sticking to the foods I would normally eat, but I had the odd treat here and there. But there's some people who have gone fully off diet, and it's like, yeah, but it's Christmas, I'm off work, the gyms are closed, I'm not so bothered. And it's like, well, you're not going to get the fucking results, are you? It's impossible to. People don't. The thing that really blows my mind is people seem to think that they were doing so much before, and now you can get away with doing so little, because you're still doing something, you're still going to improve. It doesn't work like that. You were doing tons while you were in the gym, you're putting in all this effort, and now you expect to just be slack and you're like, I'm still going to improve, but you're not. Train quite often. The thing is as well, is people are off at the minute. As I speak, it is obviously the 28th of December. People are off work and all this sort of stuff. They're not going to a normal gym, 90% of people, so it's like, why don't you train more often? Why don't you actually put the effort in and do, train more often? If you're doing less, and also if you're doing less weight, it's not as taxing on your system. You can train more often. I could literally do what I've done there every day of the week. Yeah, it aches, but it's not like back breaking, like pulling 500-600 pounds. So on playback as well, I've noticed that I actually do get a bit of shitty sound off the microphone. The thing is, I'm still learning this thing. There's a load of different settings, so sorry about that. I'll try and get used to it. People are probably thinking why should I still train? This is an important thing. What is my advice on this? Why would you still train? People are like, why would I do that? There's no point. Because a lot of people's mindset is, as a lot of you guys know, if you actually train seriously, a lot of you know that 99% of people start the gym, it might last for a week to 2 or 3 years, but eventually most people quit because it's hard and they don't like it. So a lot of these people have that mindset of gym's closed, it's fine, I'll get back to it. If they open it in 3 years, that's out of my control, I'll just train then. So you need to understand, you need to think to yourself, why should you train? Well, the thing is, the best advice I would give is, it's important to train now, because when you go back to the gym, you'll be in a better position than you were before. And I will say on camera that my opinion on this has changed massively, because until about March I had never trained with light weights or high reps or whatever, so I didn't realise that it was actually possible to maintain a half decent physique doing that. I'd always been lift heavy, compounds, lift heavy. That's what I was brought up to believe, a very old school style of training that my dad passed on to me. So my opinion on it has changed. In my opinion, you should do it just to sort of minimalise the losses. Let's sum it up, because on every video I seem to do this. I could just go bang, 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 bang. Here's all my points. I don't really ever get to the point, and also I don't really sort of summarise anything. But anyone that knows me knows this is the case. I love a good chat. But summarise the points. Point 1: stick to your fucking diet. I don't understand it. Do not expect results with a shit diet. Look, you've had Christmas, you've enjoyed it, now just move on and stick to a good diet if you actually want to improve. Because, so many people are going to use the gyms being closed as an extra excuse for the whole Christmas thing, the whole I do what I want, I eat what I want, gyms are closed, it's kind of out of my control. It's not. Stick to a good diet. Even if you're not training, stick to a good diet, because it will help. It's obviously going to help your body composition. Step 2, fucking take it seriously if you're training from home. I know what it's like when you train at home. No one is motivated to train at home. What happens is, you get the dumbbells out, do 3 reps, alright, whatever, text my mate Steve, then it's like, you've done fuck all. When you're at the gym, you think you're there and you're kind of forced to do it. You're already there, you've done the hard bit, which is getting there, let's be honest, because most people never get there in their life. But you've done the hard bit, yeah, so why don't you just stick to the training? You're outside or whatever, you've done it. The first thing in this morning I thought is, I do not want to stand in the fucking garden and train, but that's what I did. So what will probably serve most people well, unless they have a ridiculous home gym, is more reps, more reps, make the workout harder. That's something you've got to consider. A lot of people think, I've got this 10 kilo dumbbell, so I'll train the same style I did at the gym, because that worked for me then. I'll do 10 reps, put it down, do 10 reps. It's if you don't have enough weight, you need to make it hard. So that's what I was doing. Make it harder. Make it so it's actually a challenge, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to actually improve. So, sort of speaks for itself. When I was bulking, my mantra was always sort of when you're bulking, you want those excess calories, you want to get bigger, so I didn't really give a shit about doing a lot of cardio. I'd do a bit here and there. But at the minute, my best advice to give anyone is do a lot of exercise, because at the minute people are just vegetating because they're like, well, you know, I've got nothing to do. Like, gyms are closed, I can't be bothered, you know, let nature take its course type thing. You know, when they open the gyms, I'll get back in there, I'll get my physique back. But it's like, look, just do more than you normally would. That's what I've been doing. So 10, 15k steps a day. I was going for like 2 walks a day. I was walking the dog, and I was going out and walking by myself. I was doing this, that. Like, that will help you maintain your physique. If you're training as well, you know, it will help you stay lean, and it's good for your overall health as well. So there's not really a downside to that one. Be that person who actually does put the effort in, because you'll reap the rewards. When you go back to the gym, you'll still be like, look, I look pretty good, and everyone else will be like, I actually look like a sack of shit, how did you do that? And it's because you would have put the effort in. Anyway, Happy New Year, and as always, if there's any topics, let me know. I'll probably be doing some like fucking juicy ones soon. There's a few things I've seen which I really want to talk about. As always, like and subscribe. If there's any topics you want to see, let me know. And obviously, like I said about 5 seconds ago, I'll be doing a lot more videos, so you'll see me soon. Cheers.